This video has been made available in HD thanks to 42nd Street Photo. Visit them online at 42photo.com. Hello and welcome to another video review brought to you by BuyMeAnIPhone.com. I'm Omar C, and the product I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today is a product I've been trying to get my hands on for a while. It's still pretty much brand new, and it's the Mophie Juice Pack Air. It's basically an external battery pack and also a case that attaches to your iPhone. So I'm going to show you the close-ups of this, give you my experience with this, and what I think about the Mophie Juice Pack Air. So let's go to the other close-up camera now. Alright guys, so here's the box that the Mophie Juice Pack Air comes in. Really cool, obviously, recyclable box. Pop it open, bam, there it is. Here's the actual packaging. That's probably what you'll see at your Apple store if you were going to purchase this there. So this kind of slips open like this, and then we have our Juice Pack Air with the included USB with a micro. It's actually a micro USB connector. Just go ahead and pop this out. One thing that comes inside here is instructions, and this top part, which is a little snug and a little tough to pull off, which is probably a good thing. Won't come off accidentally. There we go. So the top cap slides right off. And this is just instructions. No included screen protectors or anything like that. Just pop it to the side, and let's push this to the side as well. It has a couple of different pieces of information on there on the inside, if you can see that. Okay. Cool packaging. Not too big. It actually shows you whenever this is on display, you actually test it, and these do come fully charged when you buy it. So let's go. Let me just show you the close-up to this before I start talking about it, and just so you guys can get a look at it, okay? And that top is really, that snaps in place. So here we go. Here's the inside. No soft lining on the inside, just all plastic. Okay. Look how thick this is, guys. This is not that thick, especially. I mean, let me just show compared to your iPhone. Okay. Put them side by side. It might be double the size of the iPhone, at least in the back end. But when it's in your hand, it does not feel that thick at all. It feels actually it actually kind of feels nicer because the iPhone's so thin. I mean, my hands are bigger, so that's probably not gonna be the case for everybody. But it really fits comfortably in the hand. The plastic is real smooth and slick feeling. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It actually prevents. It's pretty good on scratches too. I've been using it for a while and put it on places like hard surfaces, and you can't really see too many scratches on there. So like I said, let me go ahead and show you the top piece. Just kind of just like clips into place on the corners. I'm afraid to break it because it's tiny. It's really tough to pull it out. But that's probably really a good thing. Okay, so those are the connectors right there. And if you see on the bottom, that's where the micro USB is right there. That's what you use to charge up the unit and your iPhone at the same time if your iPhone is in there. And you use that. You can sync this with your computer through the USB. And you have this little switch right here. See that little tiny switch? You guys can see that. And when you switch it to the green, that means it's going to charge up your iPhone. When you don't want it to charge it, just turn it off. And then it's just a regular normal case. Look on the back, you can see there's a little button right there with those 4 dots. That'll give you an indication of how much charge you have. That's 25, 50, 75, 100% battery charge. Mine's fully charged right now. Okay, so let's go and pop in the iPhone. I'll show you guys some of the specs. We'll talk about some of the specs of this. So it basically slides in place. So that plugs in. You pop the top on here, and that's it. So while it's in the case, all your stuff is really accessible. Standby switch, good to go. Headphone jack, not too bad. A little bit of a small opening for some headphone jacks from non-iPhone headphone jacks, I should say. Pretty good there. Side switch, easy to get to for your silent switch and your volume rocker. No problem at all right there. The bottom, completely covered up. Yep. So like I said, the connector part, you can sync and charge it with this connector. As for the microphone and speaker, see those 2 little slits in the bottom there? Let me see if I can get a close-up of that. It's kind of like a little extra grooves on the bottom right here, so you can actually hear your ringer, and and people, when you talk to people, they don't really have a hard time hearing you very much at all. So you can still, the sound gets to their, still gets to those little slits in the bottom. Okay, and the camera lines up good on the back, no issues there. The whole front face of the phone is exposed, even the bevel edge, so no edge for typing, no awkward edges like that. I mean, it does make me a little weary. If you were to drop this face down, you could crack the screen pretty easily. So there is no screen protection at all. Even if if there was a lip, there might be a slight protection if you were to drop your face down, like flat face down. But you don't have that, so that's definitely not going to be protecting the screen at all. Back and the sides, yep, no, pretty good protection. So let's go back to this dock connector. Okay, so my biggest issue with this is this. Okay, guys, I don't mind the fact that I have to use a USB to charge it and to sync it. But what happens when I want to connect this to my FM transmitter that connects to the bottom 30-pin dock connector? I can't do that. So those kind of things, if you use accessories that need to use that 30-pin connector, you're not going to have that accessibility with this case. You're going to have to take your phone out of the case, which, as I've already showed you, is kind of cumbersome. If this is, I mean, for me, I would think if this is the type of battery pack you're going to use, you're going to keep your phone here all the time. It's not the thing you're going to keep. You're not going to keep this case in your back pocket and be like, oh, now I need to charge up my phone and pop this thing out and swap it out. This is the type of thing where you're always going to have your phone in here. At least that's how I used it. I mean, it just seems easier enough for me. And when I used it, I loved it, guys. And I honestly did not realize how bad my battery life was on my iPhone until I started using this battery pack. And it's so nice. You don't have to pop a connector on the bottom and walk around with this huge thing sticking out, a little extra battery piece sticking on the bottom of it. It's already on there. Super convenient. I honestly did not think I would like it as much as I really do. It does have some setbacks, especially with that 30-pin connector, but those are some things you can live with. Now, when this is on your phone, this will actually give you up to 270 hours of standby time, 4.5 hours of talk time, 4.5 hours of internet time, 20 hours of audio playback, 6 hours of video, and the battery that's inside here is it's a 1200 milliamp battery. So it's not a huge one, but it's about the average size of an external battery. And the cool thing about this too, guys, is if your battery is like say 50% down, and you switch on this battery, switch on the Mophie on the bottom here, it starts to, the iPhone knows to use the batteries, the external battery first, and then after it drains that one completely, then it starts using your iPhone. So let's say, as opposed to draining your iPhone completely and then it pops up, then it starts taking the battery life off the Mophie. So that's a really nice feature to have there as well. This retails for $70. Let me check. $79.85. I'm sorry, $80 with the tax. And I think it's worth the money. $80 for an external battery pack that's actually a case. And this is probably the thinnest external battery pack that attaches to your phone. There's a couple other ones out there. I think Fast Mac makes one. There's also the Mophie Juice Pack. This is the Juice Pack Air. And I believe there's one other one I'm trying to think of that doesn't come to my mind right now. And those are a little bit thicker, I think. But this is really nice. And I honestly did not have too many issues using this at all. I kind of, like I said, guys, I really surprised myself. I saw ads for this in magazines. I was thinking, oh, that would be so annoying to have this huge brick of a case on my iPhone at all times in case I need to use the battery. But you know what? I use this thing every single day. Not one day has gone by when I haven't needed to use this battery pack. So in that case, you know what? Maybe I don't mind keeping it on here. It does add quite a bit of bulk to it. It does add a little bit of weight to it as well. But in the end, it depends on what, for me, that's a fair trade-off. Now I have external battery and I don't have to keep another little external battery pack in my pocket. I can just leave the case in here and I'm good to go. I wish it did have a little bit, maybe a little more lip protection, like there was like a lip on it, so that way I would feel more secure about the screen not being smashed by accident or dropping like that. But you know what? It is what it is. So that's going to be it. That's my 2 cents, guys. If you have been using the Mophie Juice Pack Air for, however long, I tested this for about a week and a half. If you've been using it for longer than that, why don't you give us your 2 cents and let us know what you think about it, okay? Maybe you've had some experiences I haven't had. Oh, one other thing I have noticed, guys, too, this is a downside. Sometimes when I turn this on, it gets really warm and hot in my pocket. I guess it depends on what the weather is like in your area or where you're keeping this, if it's in your pocket or in a purse or whatever. And the other issue I did notice about this, guys, is cell connection. So I noticed a very obvious difference when I was walking around, that sometimes I had less bars when this case was on my iPhone. I'm not sure exactly why. I guess because it is covering up the antenna, the battery pack on here. I think the antenna is like on the top or the bottom section. I'm not sure. I'm not going to pretend like I know where it's at. But I did notice that there was a little bit of what's the word I'm thinking of? Reception. A little bit of a difference with that. Not so much. It wasn't bad enough to where I couldn't make any phone calls. But I just did notice that I did have lower bars once in a while. So one thing to consider, guys. Okay. So that's going to be it for today, guys. This is the Mophie Juice Pack Air. And this is another video review from BuyMeAnIPhone.com. Thanks for watching, guys.